bonjour, Valérie. Hi everyone. So yeah, the fight's over with. It was a long training camp, 13 weeks in, well, 14 weeks in camp, and I've had a lot of respect for Chris Algieri come to fight. I mean, you could see in someone's eye, when they want to win. And I think he showed that he wanted to win. I mean, he kept pushing, kept coming forward, catching him some good shots, but he was giving me back some shots as well. Obviously, as every fight, you want to work on your mistakes and stuff, and the last two fights were against southpaw fighters, so obviously going back to an orthodox guy, and this is going to only give me confidence to work on my mistakes and come back stronger from it. But, I have to just say, the crowd here in New York were amazing, the Barclays Centre were great with us, and I'd love to be back here one day. But, I'm happy with, the way things have gone here in New York. Everyone was great. And it was a tough fight. That's what people want to see. People want to see us in tough fights, and they want to see us in exciting fights. And I'm sure the crowd were happy with it because they were cheering very loud. But there are still room for improvement. I'm getting better as I'm getting older, I'm getting wiser. Virgil, my trainer, he's we had a little chat just before the press conference. Obviously, he's told me a few things I needed to do and I should have done. And we didn't really expect Chris Algieri to come forward like he did. We thought he was going to be on the back foot, so that way we can start putting pressure on him and breaking him down. But honestly, he showed a lot of heart in there and took some good shots and just kept coming back, and he was standing there and was moving forward. So, but yeah, overall it was. I'm happy with the way things have gone. I'm going to go home and rest now. It's been a long camp, been away from the family a long time. Sometimes I just want to chill and just get away from boxing for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then I'll go back in the gym and start training again. Thank you.
Any questions? Amir? Is this the kind of performance that can warrant a fight against Floyd Mayweather?
I think style makes fights. Styles make fights, and obviously Chris Algieri had a style which was, was very tough for me to beat. Obviously, he was very long-winded, very slick at times. But I'm gonna go back home and I'm gonna watch the video and just see exactly how the fight went, and just can answer that.
Amir, straight back. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
Let's see.
All right.
Now that the fight is over,
yeah,
and you can call out Floyd or say you want to fight him or whatever, and you don't have to think about it, Chris Algieri or some other opponent in your way before you can talk about that. How will you approach that? We've seen it before. You laid it on and just did everything you could possibly do to try to get Floyd to fight you. He took Maidana 2 times, understandably. Then he fought Pacquiao. How do you approach it now? Do you lay it on? Do you say, hey, I won, I'm here, fight me? Do you talk to Al? What's your approach to try to land that fight?
I mean, it's just one of the things that I've been chasing it a long time. And when you chase a fight, sometimes it's very hard to focus on who you have in front of you, and then you've got everyone saying that Chris Algieri was going to be a walk in the park, and I'm very happy I didn't take this fight so lightly, because obviously I might have got beaten if I did. So then that dream for me would have been gone against Floyd. So I'm just going to, obviously let my advisor, Al Heyman, my team decide what's next for me. If it's not Floyd Mayweather, there are options there, but obviously I'd love to have that Floyd Mayweather fight. I really still believe that style make fights, and Floyd just has that style that will suit me. So let's just see. I mean, I'm going to give it a week or two. I'm sure, my team are going to be onto it, my lawyer and everyone. I'm going to just leave it to them, really. I'm just going to take a nice little break and see where we go from here. But I think, with the last 3-4 fights at 147, or 3 fights at 147, that's what Floyd wanted to see. He said, look, Amir, prove yourself at 147, have some fights at 147, then we'll see if we get the fight done. I mean, I think I've proven myself, and who else is there out there for Floyd? I mean, nobody. So nowhere to hide, really. I mean, I think we have answered probably all the questions, and people want to see something different in a fight. With Floyd. Obviously, Manny Pacquiao didn't really show what we thought he was going to show in that fight, but I think I do know exactly what to do in that fight against Floyd. Obviously, he's a very technical fighter, a very skillful fighter, but I've just known for a long time that a style like that would definitely suit me.
Hi Amir, congratulations again. You obviously have the speed to give Mayweather problems, but You took a few, clean shots tonight from Algeria, the overhand right, and why do you think that you could give Mayweather problems other than the speed? What about your style?
I did get caught at times, obviously, changing up a little bit. Obviously, we had to change up in the corner while we was in the corner, and knowing that Chris was going to come forward and be a little bit more game, we had to change up a few things. But yeah, I got caught with a few shots, and I think that shows that my cornermen were good, because then Virgil, when I went in the corner, Virgil told me off and said, look, it's not going your way. The way you're fighting it, you're giving it away in a way. So it made me reset, and with the instructions from Virgil Hunter, I went there and I just did what I had to do, and so it shows and proves to me that having someone like Virgil in the corner will definitely make a massive difference in my career, and it is making a difference.
Amir, Chris Connor, Cyber Station Radio in Boston. If Mayweather turns you down, and there is a chance, unfortunately, that might happen, is Kell Brook then plan B, or is Adrian Broner, Sean Porter winner plan B, or is it Keith Urban? What happens if Floyd says no?
I mean, first of all, where does Floyd go from here? And on top of that, he wants to fight in September, and I'm okay to fight in September because Ramadan is gonna be a little earlier this year. But I'm just gonna leave it to my team. I'm not gonna, let it get to me anyway. If that fight happens, I'm one guy who wants that fight. I'm gonna be ready for it, and I am gonna be a different fighter in that fight. And obviously, when you have a bigger picture in front of you, I mean, you have to remember, I've had a lot of pressure on me from a lot in most of my fights. That's because I've always dangled that character. Mayweather's next, and obviously sometimes, as a young fighter, as a fighter, you're gonna look ahead and think, okay, I need to win this fight. So there is going to be pressure on you, thinking that next fight could be Floyd Mayweather. So sometimes that can make you perform well, or it can make you perform bad, depending on your opponent. But I think I've dealt with that pressure for a long time now. I think it should happen now. Obviously, I've shown that I'm coming from all this pressure from Mayweather's team and everyone around the world who said, yeah, you should fight next. How can I keep focused on someone like Algieri when everyone was saying that he's not really a good fight for me? I mean, it's like a walk in the park, and I knew it was going to be tough, and everyone was putting him down, saying, why are you fighting him when you look off someone if you want to fight someone like Floyd Mayweather? But I have to keep myself busy. I'm a young fighter. I have to keep myself busy and keep taking over. If I don't, then I'm just going to stall. Like when I took that year out, waiting for Floyd Mayweather. So I think I've answered all the questions I have to. I've had all the fights, all the tough fights, the Claude, the Alexander, now this fight. I mean, I think it's time now where the Mayweather fight is going to have to happen.
Two more questions, please.
Amir, Chris Algieri and his trainer developed a game plan that they wanted to be aggressive and sit down his punches. And he caught you with overhand right in the first round, caught you with some punches. Can you tell us about the effect of those punches, and did you at all feel hurt during this fight?
I didn't feel, obviously I knew he caught me with some good shots. He did hurt me. He did catch me with some good clean shots, and I just had to regroup myself and go back to what works for me. So when I went back to what works for me, it was okay. But and it was early in the fight. Obviously it was a little cold. But yeah, you have to do respect. Obviously you're gonna go in a fight, you're gonna get punched, you're gonna get hurt, you're gonna get hit. But anytime in the fight I wasn't really hurt. Obviously he did catch me some good shots, and I was there. So I did say 147 is a very good division for me, and I feel very comfortable at this weight. So, and if Chris fought a lot of the other guys like he fought me, I think he would cause them a lot more problems. So maybe I think this was probably the most dangerous time of course for like Chris, because he's come off a defeat, and he wanted to prove a point, and fighting him in his own backyard, having a new trainer as well. I know how much of a massive difference that makes. When you have a new trainer, because you want to impress, and also impress people who who are watching you, and then thinking he had me at the right time because he thought, I'm not looking past this fight. Well, I wasn't really, but obviously the questions that were being asked, how can you not look past this fight? All people are just talking about Mayweather. I mean, I was at the press conference and people were just talking about Mayweather, and I'll try to say to them, look, I'm fighting Chris Algieri now. So there was a lot of pressure on probably both of us, because obviously he wanted to prove a point, and I had to prove a point as well.
Amir, by the time you guys got in the ring tonight, he was already taller than you, but by the time you got in the ring tonight, how big do you think he was? Was he the biggest guy you've actually had to fight?
He was quite big, yeah. I mean, he was strong, and He was just all round, you know, quiet. I mean, it was really strong. He was just coming forward. I think he had a game plan where he just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna go in there. I'm gonna keep my hands tight. I'll get caught with shots. He knew he was gonna get caught with shots. He just wanted to try to dishearten me. I think that's what his game plan was. He wasn't bothered about getting caught, getting hit. He just wanted to dishearten me. And I think, you know, sometimes when a fighter puts that in his head, that look, I'm gonna win this fight. I'm gonna make it a dog fight. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna give it 100%. And you know, sometimes it works. Obviously, he's been in with the big names like Manny Pacquiao. When you've been in with a big name like Manny Pacquiao, you know, it's going to give him confidence going into this fight because he's thinking, I want the full distance with Manny. But Amir Khan, and you know, he's just a normal fighter. He's not as big as Manny, but obviously, especially in Macau where the fight was. Another thing was he travelled all the way to a different country. You know, it's an 18-hour flight plus. You know, and obviously that can sometimes affect you as well. But look, it was a great fight. I mean, I've learned a lot from this fight, and this is what I wanted. You know, I don't want a fight where I can walk into the fight and win it so comfortably because I want to learn anything. These are the fights that you learn things from. A fight like this where you do get caught, you do get hit, you might lose a round or two, but this is when you learn and become a better fighter because you go back home and you watch the video. I didn't watch much when I beat Devin Alexander. It was a whitewash, you know, it was so easy to win that fight. I didn't go back home and watch that fight because it seemed to me I did everything easy. But in this fight, obviously, I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board and work on my techniques and things. You know, I did a lot of things wrong, and I need to definitely improve myself. So it's only going to make me a better fighter. So these fights are the ones that you do learn from a lot.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.